Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. Today we're going to be flowing through a vinyasa flow sequence, a creative vinyasa flow infused with quite a bit of animal flow. So it's going to be really fun, really dynamic, and hopefully you'll build up a nice sweat. So let's get started in child's pose. You can make your way there with the knees wide apart. Big toes together. One thing I will say for the sequence is make sure you have at least a meter on both sides. I think that's 3 feet, if I'm not mistaken, but make sure you're not against a wall or something, because we're gonna be moving slightly off the mat. All right, so let's bring the forehead down, close your eyes, take a moment to arrive. Centering yourself with the breath, focusing in on the breath, noticing all the sensations it creates in the body. And establishing the foundation of your practice here with the rhythm of your breath. On your next inhale, we're going to come into plank pose, but let's try to keep the toes untucked. So plank on the tops of your feet. And let's hold for 5. Pressing up through the space between the shoulder blades, 4. 3, feeling the engagement in the thighs, 2. And 1, release the knees. Now let's turn the fingers out towards the sides, tuck your toes, start to circle over wrists and knees. And let's switch directions. And slowly come back through center. We're going to turn the hands so they face the top of the mat, lift the knees to a hover, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the knees, interlace the hands at your lower back. Inhale, open up the chest. You can stay lifted off of your heels. And then breathing out, come back to floating table, lift the knees. Lift your right foot, lift your left hand, and then let's pivot. Right foot plants just beside the left foot. Hips can touch the floor even, they need to stay really low. And then breathing in, lift the hips, left arm reaches over left ear. As you breathe out, let's lower the hips. Come into loaded beast. So left hand comes underneath the left shoulder, right foot steps beside the left. Press the hips back to the heels. Hold it. And then inhale, let's straighten the legs. Head stays neutral. Once you reach your highest point, tuck the chin into the chest, round the spine forward, and then drop the hips, peel the chest open. Upward facing dog with the toes tucked, externally rotating the shoulders. Breathing out, chin into chest. Internally rotate the shoulders. Come all the way back through tabletop, through downward facing dog, my bad. And then rebend the knees. Walk the feet in, floating table. And then drop the knees down. Interlace the hands at your lower back, opposite grip. Lift the hips off the heels, stretch it out. And then we'll do that on the other side. So come back to floating table. Lift your left foot. Pivot, left leg goes underneath the body. Plant your left foot, right hand stays in front of your chest. Inhale, lift the hips, right arm reaches over right ear. Hold it. And then exhale, lower the hips. Come into loaded beast.
Inhale, straighten the legs. Start to round, really tuck the chin. And then drop the hips, peel open. Head is the last thing to lift. Exhale, chin into chest, around, upper back, middle back, lower back. Come back to loaded beast. Step your right foot on the outside of the right hand, cactus your right arm, take a deep breath in. And then out, exhale, right fingertips come down on the mat, extended pyramid for 3. And let's bend the right knee, lift the left leg to a hover, and then left foot steps on the outside of the left hand. Active squat, inhale. Exhale, straighten the legs, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back, high plank. Bring here, or come into a push-up, so lower the elbows halfway. Inhale, press up. Exhale, knees and elbows to the floor. Pull yourself forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come into loaded beast, bend the knees. Left foot steps to the outside of the left hand. Cactus your left arm, hold it. And then as you breathe out, extended pyramid pose. Both fingertips come down to the mat. And let's bend the left knee, lift your right leg off the mat, and then slowly step the right foot to the outside of the right hand, active squat. Exhale, straighten the legs, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to the heart, hands to the floor. Step back, high plank, 1 push-up. Knees and elbows to the mat. Pull yourself forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. Bring the knees to hover. Right foot lifts. Right leg goes underneath the body. Crab reach. Inhale, left arm reaches over your left ear. Lift the hips. Exhale, lower the hips. Come into loaded beast. Right foot steps to the outside of the right hand. Breathe in. Now left leg kicks through. Pop back, loaded beast. Let's straighten the legs. Inhale. Start to round your spine all the way into upward facing dog. Exhale. Roll all the way back through downward facing dog and loaded beast. Walk the feet in slightly, floating table. Left foot goes underneath the body. Right arm crab reach. Inhale, lift the hips. Right arm reaches over the right ear. Exhale, lower. Come into loaded beast, back of the mat. Left foot steps to the outside of the left hand. Right leg kicks through. Pop back, loaded beast. Straighten the legs, inhale. Ripple forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, all the way back to downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look forward, step or jump, active squat. Exhale, straighten the legs, hands to the heart. We're gonna do that one more time just so you can get into the flow a little bit more. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step or jump back, optional push-up. And then knees and elbows to the mat. Pull through, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. Bring the knees to a hover. Right foot goes underneath the body. Plant the right foot. Inhale, lift the hips. Left arm reaches over left ear. Exhale, lower the hips. Loaded beast, crouch at the back of the mat. Right foot steps to the outside of right hand. Left leg kicks through. Pop back, loaded beast. Straighten the legs, inhale. Ripple forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, come all the way back. Don't rush it, one vertebra at a time. Loaded beast. Walk the feet in slightly. Floating table. Left foot goes underneath the body. Plant your left foot. Inhale, lift the hips. Right arm reaches over right ear. Exhale, lower. Come into loaded beast. Left foot steps on the outside of the left hand. Kick your right leg through. Pop back, loaded beast. Inhale, straighten the legs, ripple forward. Upward facing dog. Exhale, one vertebra at a time. Through downward facing dog into loaded beast. Look forward, step or jump. Active squat, inhale. Exhale, straighten the legs, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back, high plank. Now we lower all the way down to the belly. Oscillating cobra, hands come off the mat to either sides, elbows point up. Inhale, lift for 5. Finding a little bit of ease here after that effort. For 4. 3. 2. And 1 more. Slide the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths. And as you breathe in, we're going to switch it up. Come high on the toes, come into loaded beast. Now let's as we come into downward facing dog, we're gonna keep the right heel glued to the butt, so it's really all in the left leg. So inhale, lift. Okay, lift the hips, and then exhale, right knee to right elbow. Reach through the crown of the head. Come back to loaded beast, the same way you came in. So keeping that right heel glued to the butt for as long as possible. Now let's bring the right knee to the left elbow. And then 3-legged dog, bend the right knee, open up the hip. And we're going to drop the right foot as if you're going into wild thing, but we're going to stay really low to the ground with the hips. Okay, so we meet here. We're not lifting the hips in wild thing, we're almost sitting on the ground. Now from here, we're gonna kick the right leg through to the left. So this is probably the trickiest or most confusing move. So I'll do it in slow motion. That left leg is going to plant down here, right hand underneath the right shoulder, and we're going to kick the right leg through to the left. Left hand goes by your left ear. Once we meet here, let's drop the right foot, push into the left foot, lift the hips, and let's step the left foot to the top of the mat. Left hand comes down, right leg lifts up high as you can to the right for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross your right leg behind the left, and we're going to sit down, but try to have the hips touch the floor before your right leg does. Okay, so we're facing the top of the mat, left leg is crossed over the right, and we're going to come into our half shoelace. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold over your legs. As you breathe in, lift the chest. Let's hold the left leg with both hands and stretch it out. Trying to really keep those shoulders back and down. At another tricky transition, let's plant the left foot. With or without the help of the hands, right foot will be in the air at the back of the mat, fingertips to the top of the mat. For warrior 3 prep. Okay. And then as you breathe out, step the right foot back, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step back, high plank. Maybe a push-up. Knees and elbows to the mat. Pull yourself through upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll be doing that again. So first we'll do it on the left and then we'll do it again on the right, just to really get it stuck in. Come into loaded beast, crouch down. Now this time the left heel stays glued, and then straighten the right leg, lift the hips as much as you can. From here we round the spine, left knee to left elbow, reach through the crown of the head, come back the same way you came, and then bend the right knee, keep that left leg tucked in, and then release loaded beast. Left knee to right elbow, twist. Three-legged dog, bend the left knee, open up the hip. Think of Wild Thing, but dropping the hips all the way down to the mat. Left hand will come down and right leg will lift. Plant your right foot behind your right wrist. Left leg kicks out to the left, to the right. Cactus your right arm, right hand pulls almost as if you wanted to touch your right ear. Let's drop the left foot, lift the hips, pull that right knee into your right side body, step the right foot to the top of the mat. Push into that right foot, left leg extends out to the left, and we hold. Now we're going to sit facing the top of the mat. Left leg crosses behind the right leg. Try to make your hips touch the floor before your leg does, and then we sit down. Readjust, right knee is crossed over the left knee for half shoelace. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold over the legs. Now let's lift the chest. Both hands can wrap around the right foot. Inhale, extend right leg up. Pull those shoulders back and down, and let's hold. Good. Now release that right foot with or without the help of the hands. We're going to bring the fingertips to the top of the mat and kick the left leg back. Warrior 3 prep. And then step back, reverse warrior. As you breathe out, cartwheel the hands down. Step back, high plank, maybe a push-up. And then knees and elbows to the mat. Pull through, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let's walk the hands all the way back to the feet. Little break between the first and second round. Maybe grab opposite hand to opposite elbow and just dangle your upper body side to side. All right, so it's a little bit of a different way of moving with animal flow. So you have to definitely stay focused, especially as yogis. I think we really need to think about the differences. But it's really fun. At least I love it. So if you also love animal flow, please let me know in the comments. All right, we're going to walk the hands out in front of us, high plank. And then your optional vinyasa. Back to downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Loaded beast, exhale. Bend the knees, hips to heels. Pull that right leg up with you as you come into downward facing dog. Round the spine, right knee touches the outside of the right elbow. Reach through the crown of the head. Come back out the same way you came in. Keep that right leg in the air as much as you can as you bend the left knee. Loaded beast. Right knee to left elbow, exhale. Inhale, three-legged dog. Keep the right knee bent, open up the hip, and then slowly drop that right foot. Hips almost touch the floor. Now you can do this more dynamically. Left foot lands, right leg kicks out to the left. We meet here, left hand by the left ear, right leg is pointing to the top of the mat. Drop the right foot, push into your left foot to lift the hips, and then left foot steps to the top of the mat. Right leg extends out to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Let's see if we can sit down delicately. Good. Breathe in, and we're not gonna fold forward, just hold your left leg. Reach the left leg up. Exhale, release, with or without the help of the hands. Right foot extends to the back of the mat. Step the right foot back, reverse warrior. Skandasana to the right, exhale. And hold for 3. Now let's bring the left hand down, pivot onto the outer blades of the feet. Right arm reaches back. Next inhale, let's lift the hips. Reach both arms forward, power lunge. And then exhale, we're going to sit on the left heel, back of the mat. Pull that right foot in. You know what's coming, handstand hops. So either 3 times into standing splits or into handstand. Make sure your shoulders stay above your wrists, so try not to have the hands out too far. And then you can either come into standing splits or handstand. For 3, 2, and 1. We come back to our little crouch. Exhale, you can bring your hands out behind you. Fingers point toward the feet. And then we're just going to lift the hips. Should feel nice on the front of the left thigh. And then press into the right foot. Left foot joins the right. Reverse tabletop. As you breathe out, release the hips down, cross the shins, come into your vinyasa or straight back to downward facing dog. If you're tired, take a break. If you need a little break for your wrists, you can always pause the video, shake it out. Let's take a deep breath in. Come high on the toes, bend the knees, loaded beast. Pull that left leg up with you. Round the spine. Left knee to the outside of the left hand. Reach through crown of the head. And then again round. Come back to loaded beast. Left knee, right elbow. 3-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, flip it over. Hips come almost to the ground. Maybe dynamic. Left leg kicks through. Right hand to the right ear. Drop your left foot, lift the hips. Right foot steps to the top of the mat, which is now the back of the mat. Left leg extends out to the left. Left leg crosses behind the right as we sit down. So we're now facing the back of the mat. Okay. Both hands can hold that right foot. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release, with or without the help of the hands. Warrior 3, prep. Warrior 2, right leg is bent into reverse warrior. Exhale, Skandasana to the left, bend your left knee. 2 more breaths. And then bring your right hand down, pivot onto the outer blades of the feet, left arm reaches back. Next, inhale, power lunge, square the hips, both arms reach forward. And then slowly sit back on the left heel, pull that left knee in, little handstand hops. Take it easy. If you want to take standing splits instead, you're more than welcome to. And so inhale, we lift, standing splits, or handstand hops. For 3, coming back to the crouch each time. 2. And 1. Both hands go behind your hips. Reverse tabletop. Right knee stays grounded. And then push into the left foot, right knee meets the left. As you breathe out, slowly release. Extend your legs out in front of you. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Breathing in, let's lift the chest. Let's cross the shins. We're going to interlace the hands at the lower back and bring both hands on your right hip. Bring your right ear down towards your right shoulder, and then maybe play around with the angle. Maybe look up slightly, finding the nicest stretch you can in your left shoulder and left side of the neck. And then coming back through center. And then let's bring both knees over to the left ear or chin down to the left shoulder. And then play around with the angle, noticing one side might feel way more blocked or more open than the other. I'm just trying to observe without judgment. Slowly come back through center. Hands come on your knees. Just take a moment to sit in stillness. And we're going to lean over the legs, folding over your hips, just 3 breaths. Inhaling, lift. Let's cross the opposite shin on top. Deep breath in. Exhale, fold. And then we're going to roll over the shins, coming onto our bellies. We did a lot for the wrists, for the shoulders. Animal flow is a lot of hands and feet on the ground at all times, so it can be pretty exhausting. We're going to open up the shoulders, bend the knees. Let's reach the arms back, so without holding your shins, flex the toes, knees are bent 90 degrees. Take a deep breath in and out to prepare. Inhale, let's lift and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, hands come underneath the shoulders or underneath the forehead. Knock the hips side to side. And then 1 more. This time we're going to hold both feet with the hands. You can do holding the outsides of the ankles or the insides. It's deeper, but it will open the shoulders a little bit more, so whatever you feel ready for. Let's grab onto the feet at the same time. Take a deep breath in and out to prepare. Toes can be pointed or flexed. Inhale, let's lift. Try to squeeze those knees together and try to find some level of comfort in your breath, focusing on keeping the inhales and the exhales at equal lengths. Focus on squeezing the glutes, squeezing the legs so it's not all in your upper back. And then slowly release. And you can come all the way back to child's pose. Noticing how you're feeling. Let's make our way through tabletop. Then we're going to cross over the shins, come all the way down to your seat. Let's bring the knees into the chest. Keep your right knee in, extend your left leg long. Let's lift the forehead to the knee and try not to hold your leg. Try to keep pulling your knee to your forehead, touching the forehead if possible for 3, 2, squeeze, 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 and release. Right knee goes over to the left. Right arm reaches out to the right. Come back through center, both knees into the chest, extend your right leg, and then inhale, lift. Push the forehead into the knee into the forehead for 3, 2, and release. Left knee goes over to the right. And then very slowly come back through center. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big hug. Lift the forehead to the knees. Hold and squeeze for 3, 2, and let it go. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in. And exhale to release. Allow yourself to relax completely, to sink into your mat. Trying to force yourself to stay here for just a few moments, even if it's uncomfortable, even if you feel like you have other things to do. I assure you, most likely they can all wait 2 or 3 minutes. So just try to stay here. Give yourself as much care as you give others, as much time as you give others.
And slowly start to make your way out of Shavasana. Stretching in any direction that feels good. Taking your time. And eventually finding your way in a comfortable seat, resting your hands on your knees. And checking in with yourself one last time. And let's reach the arms above the head as you breathe in. Exhaling, hands to the heart space. And namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me once again. I hope you enjoy the animal flow infusion. It's definitely a good challenge for me physically and mentally, so I hope that you can find some of the same benefits, some of the same joy that I do. With that being said, I will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your day.